Welcome to the DRS Zone, and this entrance is the most exciting part about this race.
There will be spoilers.
Lots of spoilers.
But if you don't already know that, then you shouldn't be watching this.
Of course. So, France. Cool. It's right on close to the coast there, right?
Yeah,
just outside of Marseille. It's a cool course because it's got all the trippy lines and stuff like that.
That's right. And it was a really good race last year, too.
It was.
I'm glad this track is back on the list of tracks that they have for the year. Maybe because of the red and blue lines. It's something nice to look at, and it's a great track with elevation. Free practice and qualifying really led me to believe that there might be some spinnies and some Tony Hawk 360s, maybe some 180s.
That was a lie.
Yes. Thanks, Maury.
The lie detector tournament on race day, that was a lie. By the way, this episode is not sponsored by Stella Artois. Quality beer since 1366.
And they are delicious.
Yeah. Moving.
Also not French for the French race.
Don't have any Cronenbergs. Let's continue on with the race. Qualifying, there is some major notes. A record of crap, Lance Stroll, 13 or 12 consecutive races never out of Q1. Dude, please do something about that. Moving on, because this is sounding like a broken record. However, McLaren.
Yeah. Story of the weekend, for sure. McLaren. Good for both of those boys. Super surprising, too. But happy to see some other teams getting up there from the general Mercedes, Ferraris, and Max in the top 5 that have pretty much been, I think, most of the season so far. Mm-hmm. It's good to see some other teams getting in those 6 through 10 positions, especially for qualifying.
And Lando Norris whipping down the time in qualifying too. Like, it was pretty cool to see. Another note out of qualifying: Vettel had some issues. He only got one lap in and qualified 7th, and was lucky to do so.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as qualifying. So for those of you that don't know, Mercedes 1-2, Leclerc, and then Verstappen, and then that was qualifying, and that's actually kind of like how the race went. Like, it wasn't really anything dramatic with the top 4. It was after that was Norris and Sainz in 5th, 6th, and then in 7th was Vettel. In the race, he passed him up within a few laps, and that's literally how the rest of the race went in the front, and that's how they finished. Cool bits about the race is the mid-pack stuff was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, and definitely the most interesting part of the race, without a doubt. And McLaren, the McLaren teammates finished in points, almost exactly where they qualified. Now, not going back, but if Lance Stroll did that and qualified in the top 10, and he could be in the points instead of having to work his way up in the middle of the race all the way to the points every time.
Yeah, I think he finished 12th to 13th, 4 or 5 places up.
Just out of the points.
That's usually his MO. He always moves up 4 or 5 places, 3 to 5 places, and never gets in the points, or if he does, rarely. So, in the mid-pack, though, I'm not talking about Racing Point right now because Stroll's a disappointment. In the mid-pack, though, there's some really cool stuff going on with Renault, McLaren right there in the mix. Yeah. Toro Rosso's in there. Red Bull's really not, because you got Verstappen and then you got like Gasly down here.
Yeah, quite on different levels.
Massively different levels. But Gasly's still in that mid-tier mix. And then you got Raikkonen in there with Alfa Romeo, which AKA Sauber, right?
Yep.
And he's in there, and he's here, and Giovinazzi's here.
Same kind of thing.
Williams continuously sucks and is 19th and 20th consistently. Now, Haas, though...
And that sucks, because I hate seeing that.
Yeah. Haas, though, they're a little over the map. They sometimes qualify well, and they're sometimes just shit.
Yeah. And sometimes they will qualify, or they will not qualify.
Yeah.
and not even get out of Q1.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this is all saying that Norris had a little bit of trouble late in the race with his hydraulics. So in the last lap, he dropped like 3 spots to just get
10th.
I think 10th, right in the points. However, great showing by that team. I look forward to seeing them in every race to finish out the year.
And it's exciting to see McLaren doing something that's noteworthy, especially in qualifying and race performance. They did well.
Absolutely.
I thought they performed really well. So well done, boys. Other than that, there's not a lot of home news stuff. Renault kind of finished where we thought they would.
Ricardo won the points, which is great to see.
Yeah. And Raikkonen was up there too, and then the Toro Rosso guys are just in after that. And then you got.
But everyone managed to pit, and everyone managed to get tires, and nobody managed to.
I will give a note.
Hit anyone else
for Stroll? 40 laps, 40 on like hard tires before he actually pit. He's just constantly going around. Being like, is there a safety car? No. Okay, I'll do another lap. Is there a safety car? No. Okay, I'll do another lap. Okay, I think I really should pit because I've done 80-some% of the race without
yes,
that.
and until the team was just like, Lance, you're losing like a lot of time every lap. Okay, yeah, time for the box.
That's
all right.
But he was in 6th because he didn't pit all the way.
If he would have stayed and finished on those tires, he would have been right in the mix of things in the points. But for some reason, that was not their strategy, so they had to bring him in at lap 40 and put some other tires on. And
clearly 3 levels of drivers and teams. Like you got Mercedes, Ferrari, Verstappen, top 5.
Yep.
Bunch in the middle. And then you got like Williams in the back end here, and then whoever's really sucking.
And in that middle pack, teams have jumped, and it's really like anybody's game. Because even if you don't necessarily get through qualifying, Stroll, you can still move up that field with the right, even with the undercuts and tires and all that. But it's making that part of the race after these 7 races so far. I think we've had so far this year.
Yeah.
That is so far the most exciting part. I mean, Hamilton, yes, won from pole today, which hasn't happened very many times so far in these first 8 races.
But we already talked about that. Like Mercedes is they're the perfect race team right now.
Yeah, another 1-2.
Another one too. Like
so it's like, okay, cool. That's awesome. Good for them. And we'll just watch what happens to the rest of everybody else.
Yeah. So that was basically that part of the race. However, we're going to talk now quickly, a little shout out to the 24 hours of Nürburgring. Woo! For those of you that pay attention, the opening little bits of the show, that's actually me driving on the Nürburgring, the car that I rented, a Seat Cupra R. So give a shout out to Audi winning in the R8 Le Mans. They're winning the 24 hours of Nürburgring. That's pretty sweet. That's very cool.
Yeah, congratulations to them. There's some highlights that you can look at out there, which we watched as well. That is a crazy race and would be an awesome event to go and see.
100%.
And if you haven't seen the Porsche pass on the grass, go look for it. It's already out there, and we watched it just before we started recording.
That would be Mr. Estre, E-S-T-R-E. Is in this yellow Porsche. Now here's the setup. Okay, there is. It's first and second. It's early on in the race, maybe like 5-6 hours in, and you have a Mercedes AMG GT3, and then you have this Porsche, and the GT3 is like this orangey brown, and this Porsche is like neon yellow. And what's happening is the Mercedes is ahead, but the Porsche is gaining on them. Remember, the Porsche is running a 4-liter naturally aspirated versus the twin turbo V8, right? Because they're still based on production cars. And the Porsche comes up on him, and the Mercedes tries to squeeze him out, and the Porsche goes, nah, bro, I'll pass you on the grass. At the Nürburgring! At the Nürburgring, he passes him with 2 wheels on the grass. I couldn't believe it. It was the craziest pass I've seen all weekend. Better than any pass that was in F1. It was insane. Go watch it.
And cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that.
It was goddamn ridiculous.
Insane. We're going to do a short episode today. We're looking forward. Next week, we're in Austria.
Ja,
we're going to the hills. We're going to sing in the hills. Yes, with the Red Bulls. It's very good.
Yeah. To make up the last 3 races before summer break. So we'll see what happens. There'll be free practice, and then there'll be qualifying, and then there'll be race, and then we'll talk to you guys then.
Yeah, sounds great. This is Stretch.
This is Scotty. Thanks again for watching.
Cheers.